Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
Welcome to the world of stealth. Today we are going to be talking a little bit about the VSS. I'm going to go through why I think it's such a fun weapon, and it is. Like, it genuinely is an incredibly fun weapon. And then we're going to show you some VSS gameplay. And by we, I mean I am going to show you some VSS gameplay. Please remember to like the channel and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't, we do 2 weekly streams with patrons every week. We have a private Discord server. We have a lot of giggle. We play a lot of different things, and we do some casting as well. So if you want to stick around, be part of the problem, why not join on up? The VSS, it's very, very special because it is actually subsonic and a whole lot of giggle. It has the lowest profile in terms of sound that you're going to find in PUBG Mobile. Well, I mean, a revolver with a suppressor is literally just a click, but the VSS for something that fires full auto is pretty spectacular. And it's incredibly difficult once you get outside of, say, 75 to 100 meters to actually hear what is going on when someone is firing at you with a VSS. And I'm going to show you an engagement now that just illustrates this down to the ground. This is a VSS. We're going to jump in, and there's 2 squads fighting here. And like, they're spread out all over the place, and it's a perfect situation for a VSS. Now, it's a subsonic round, the VSS, which means you're doing about 350 meters a second. That's slightly slower than a UMP, which is bloody slow. The other thing that people don't realize about the VSS, because they see it just as a pure 100% sniper weapon, is that it's actually very, very good as a secondary switch weapon. In fact, it's one of the best secondary switch weapons that you can get that also performs the function of long-range damage. Its rate of fire is 714 rounds per minute. Now, that is more than a SCAR-L's rate of fire, but it has more damage than a SCAR-L too. 42.9 is the base damage of a VSS. 42.0 is the base damage of a SCAR-L. So SCAR-L is 638 rounds a minute. VSS is 714. So your time to kill a level 2 vest at 0 range with a VSS is 0.252 seconds. If you're wondering why that number sounds familiar, some other guns with that kind of time to kill, well, the AUG is 0.243, the Graza is 0.231, the FAMAS is 0.264. These are legitimately quick weapons that do a lot of damage, and that's what this gun does. So if you actually manage to line up a decent spray at, say, 100 meters, you can just rock people. You can rock them so hard, and they don't realize it. Likewise, I'm going to use this as the CQC weapon, and it's going to do big damage. The headshot multiplier on this is legit too. It's no joke. The headshot multiplier on this means that with a VSS round, you are doing 91.3 damage base, no helmet. Watch this rip from the car. I'm going to get 2 people here. It just stonks. The VSS also, it can be a little bit misleading because you think the bullet drop is so high, you sometimes lead to, that's what I'm doing. There's just not enough bullet drop here. I'm waiting for the bullet to drop, and it's not dropping because it's only just over 100 meters away. So you've got a gun that really doesn't get much joy. And again, it's the weapon bias thing where people just want to run the loadout that they've seen in PNCO, or the loadout that they know gives them maximum chance at super close range and a reasonable chance at long range without risk. And that's what a spamming, M416 kind of loadout is. It's that long range, minimal risk thing that makes people so happy. These guys have no idea where these rounds are coming from. And it's such a fun gun because it is a gun where if you're fighting people, they will quite often end up in situations where they just don't know where the incoming fire is incoming from. And more than that, you saw earlier when that guy was behind the tree, because you don't get the sound cue, you don't pull back. And that will often allow you to knock people that you really shouldn't have a chance of knocking. Because they just don't pull back. One of the things that you do all the time when you're playing is when you get hit, you'll start pulling back. But if you hear someone firing, then you'll immediately start pulling back. So it's a double-edged sword. You know that it's coming at you. All these guys see is a guy leaning out of a building down here. They don't hear the gunfire coming. They are firing in my general direction occasionally, but they're quite confused. And that's what the VSS does. And it's one of the best things you can do if you just want to have fun, is go frig around with a VSS. It will open up a whole other play style to you. If you want to be a sneaky grass grub, the VSS was custom made for you. And if you want to play solo squads, having a VSS on a Switch is a really, really positive thing. The biggest issue you're going to have with it, honestly, if you're running VSS, it will perform, but it will burn through so much 9 that you will struggle to find the ammunition. Because again, late, everyone's running the M416. Everyone's running the SCAR-L. Everyone's running an AUG. Everyone's running a DBS or a UMP. But you've got to find people who are running predominantly Uzis. That's where you're going to get your ammo from. Occasionally, someone will be running a Bison and it'll be like, hallelujah, it's Christmas Day. But for the most part, you're looking for people running the 9mm Stallion of CQC, the Uzi. It's so weird to me, though, when I run this gun. Because I never run it. I run this gun and I'm like, oh. I'm expecting so little. And then it really delivers. Like, I expect so little, and yet then I get to use the gun in a game. And the gun is spectacularly successful. In fact, I should run this so much more. Watch this. I'm going to shoot this guy, and he doesn't put his head down. Because those first rounds, they're just whizzing around. Nothing really can be heard. Nothing really certain or seen. And then you just end up getting blitzed by a whole bunch of really high alpha, really quick weaponry. And, I mean, these guys were taking it spectacularly easy. They really were. They thought they were all that, and it turns out they weren't. This is just using the VSS. Just using the VSS. And you can see, it ain't bad. It ain't bad at all. It's, in fact, a really solid weapon with a really solid recoil profile. I'm just trying to keep away from that grenade. If you're not going to revive your mate, then I'm just going to kill him. Could have thrown a smoke over the top of him. Threw a frag grenade at me. Not happy with that. It's interesting to me, too, that it's never really used in CQC. And yet, every time I use it in CQC, it shreds. Like, it really shreds. Now, obviously, you need to get a full extended AR mag to really make it sing. And the cheek pad doesn't hurt it either. But the essence of the gun is really simple. You use the stealth. You use the super low subsonic audio profile and the big alpha damage to take shots at people that have no idea that you're getting shot at until all the bullets land kind of at once like that. Like, it drills. It absolutely drills people when it's given the opportunity. I think I'm going to start using more VSS. People really like watching it too. It's just, they just enjoy running it. And I don't blame them. It's so vanilla right now, the way the game is played, the meta, the sweat, the constant angles that are taken by full squads of good players, and the two guys running DBSs and everyone else just suppressing from range. It gets really, really boring. This is not boring. This is anything but boring. This is edge of the seat, razor edge, fun, frolic, and frivolity. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope you enjoyed a little chat about the VSS. And we only had 17 rounds left on this one, but we didn't disappoint. We managed to get it done. Managed to move on up and move on out. That's it. Look after yourselves. Stay safe on the battlefield. And until next time, au revoir, amigos.
We're the best.